Alright guys, welcome back, and on today's episode we're going to be talking in detail about the interior. So we're going to try and do a little bit more of a deeper dive again into the product, so Yum Interior. A lot of people, unfortunately, over the years have been misinformed, or the person themselves are a little bit uneducated, and those two mixed together can be quite confusing and quite dangerous at the same time. Now again, what you'll find on the market is products that are classed as interior detailers, and then you've got, again, dedicated stuff, so leather cleaners, carpet cleaners, plastic cleaners. Those are the main ones, like plastic slash vinyl. And then of course you've got the interior dressings. Now, as you already know, I absolutely detest interior dressings, so I won't go further into that because that answer is fairly clear cut. Now, in terms of leather, plastic, carpet cleaners, now with leather, if you knew automotive leather and how it's made, especially the really new car automotive leather, you will know that even though the car has got leather, most manufacturers are using it either as a textile or they coat the leather. So again, if the leather's coated, it's almost like paint. So you've got, in this case, a black substrate, and then on top of that, you've got a clear coat in effect. So you're actually not even getting a chance to touch the real leather. Now, there are certain exceptions to this. So when you've got super high-end like Rolls Royces, Aston Martin, stuff like that, natural leather in some cases does exist, so rawhide leather, and that requires slightly kind of different work, but still nothing major. Now, in terms of interior detailers, a lot of people often try and clean dirty interiors, so interiors that actually need shooting, with detailers. Now, interior detailers are a mixture of many things, but one of the main things that is contained within an interior detailer, in obviously in various percentages, is some sort of interior dressing, because it's meant to be a quick wipe over and it's meant to refreshen everything you technically touch. Now, interior detailers, again, if you've got a car that's dirty, or an interior of the car that is dirty, interior detailers are a no-go. This is where people get mistaken with it, and people have bad experiences, and then they kind of, again, pass information on, it gets regurgitated, and before you know, the problems begin to kind of exaggerate over 5 to 10 years within the industry. Now, the good way to tell if a product is a cleaner slash a dressing, we're talking about interiors only here, is if you look inside this bottle. So in this case, this is a completely transparent liquid. Now, all cleaners, 99.9% anyway, are all transparent, so you can see from the front of the bottle onto the back. Now, anything that contains a dressing, especially a water-based dressing, it's an emulsion, so you'll see like the murky pinks, murky greens, or whatever color you really want. It doesn't really matter, but this would be a murky orange color, for example. So you can straight away tell that it's got some sort of water-based and water-delivered dressing. Now again, dressings aren't all made, so you can't go to a factory and say, I want a dressing that will dress your glass, your screens, your leathers, your plastics. It's just impossible. So usually a dressing adheres best to something like this. Where is it? So here, porous plastic. You put dressing on a leather, it becomes very slimy and slidey. And then if you put dressing on the famed gloss black thing, so boom, boom, stuff like this, then you're going to be in a world of hurt. I'm trying to remove it and make it kind of not streak. So that's a bit of a backstory. Oh, one more. A lot of people will take an all-purpose cleaner of their favorite style, whichever one that may be, and they will knock it down 10, 20, 30 to 1, and they'll just go to town on the whole of the interior. Now, like I've already said, there's many substrates within the interior. You've got leather, real slash fake, and anywhere in between you've got plastic, but then you've got some manufacturers use more porous plastic than others. In this car, I've got carbon fiber, I've got brushed aluminium, or aluminum as the Americans say, I've got Alcantara, and I think, again, and I call it fabric slash carpet, okay? So the footwells and all of this up here. An all-purpose cleaner is very damaging. I'm telling you guys. You put it on plastic, it starts to dry it out. A lot of people don't know this. You start putting it on leather, it dries it out. In the high contact spots, so here and here in the bolsters, where you get in and out, this will promote premature cracking. It's dirt usually is when the leather gets creased, dirt particles get in between there. If you don't clean it out, it'll eventually go crack. You add that into a mix of a product that eventually starts to prematurely take out all the moisture and the oils, you're going to exacerbate the situation twice as fast. So that is the backstory, and this is the reason why I've made this. Luckily, in our profession, when we did detailing, we had the luck of having £1,000 cars going all the way into the excess of over £1 million. So obviously we saw cars with different materials. Even if it's the same material, I know certain manufacturers' carpets are better to hoover than others. Leather, the same, plastic is the same. Some, like on Ferraris, for example, the plastic could be super absorbent, super porous, lovely to work with. You can go into a Vauxhall Corsa and it could be better or it could be worse. So we've had all of this experience. Even Alcantara is not all the same. Do you think a £25,000 car has the same Alcantara material that a £1 million car has? Absolutely not. There's different grades, there's different qualities. The most important thing is the leathers. There is a huge spread of leather going from obviously super cheap, going all the way to the best cows in the world, roebuck leather, all that sort of stuff, aniline leather. It's the grains within the leather. It's an unbelievably confusing market. It's not your job to actually know. This is why, hopefully, we've actually proven a point that we've worked with a lot of leather, and just please trust us when we say like a certain product will do X and a certain product will do Y. So with this, I didn't want potentially 4 or 5 products that you would have to line up and say, right, I am going to clean my car today. So imagine this Mercedes, and I don't want an Alcantara cleaner, I don't want a plastic cleaner, leather cleaner, carpet cleaner, right? That's 4 already, and then I could probably make another one up somewhere else. So minimum of 4 products. This product, again, it's not an all-purpose cleaner because we know what an all-purpose cleaner can do to leathers and plastics especially. You put it on screens, this is all-purpose cleaner, you put this on screens, it will streak like crazy. So what we've decided is we've decided to take the best of leather cleaners, plastic cleaners, carpet cleaners, all into one, remove all the stuff and the fluff that doesn't need to be there, certainly remove any kind of dressing capability, and just make a truly 4-in-1, so I'll call this a 4-in-1 product, a 4-in-1 interior cleaner, right? This will leave your leather, matte, plastics, everything matte finish, OEM. Now, whatever you do with that afterwards, if you want to go and condition / seal your leather, you can go and do that. Plastics, Alcantara kind of protectants, all that sort of stuff. That is up to you afterwards. With this job, you're just going to clean it, wipe it, and walk away. So I'm going to quickly show you a few of the methods. I was going to do this inside, but then again, we've got a backlog of my cars in there at the minute, so we're going to leave that. So I'm forced to do this outside. Now, carpets. I'm not going to show you on the carpet, I'm going to talk you through the carpet. If your carpet is super well maintained, so before we even touch onto attempting to use this product, you need to do prep stages. So within the prep stages, what I mean is you need to give the car a hoover, a blowout, whichever way you do it. In this case, the car's being hoovered. What you then do on carpets, if your carpets are super well maintained, you can get away with taking a wheel microfiber or a couple of wheel microfibers, because these are just obviously too nice, or a dedicated one of these specifically for the carpet, spraying down the carpet, a few sprays on this, and just rubbing the carpet down. And you will see, especially because this is white, the fact that you're pulling all the dirt out. The microfiber is kind of an absorption tool. It'll take the moisture back into the towel and you're good. Now, if you've neglected your carpets, let's say over winter, or it's been raining for the last 4 weeks, I mean, we do live in the UK, so that is a very plausible kind of assumption. and you haven't had the chance to sort it out, so you've actually put more and more dirt in every week. Again, hoover it out, spray it in. Now, if you've got a wet vac, an extraction tool, that would be best. You can go and pick up a very good one from Amazon for about 150 to 200 pounds. It'll last you a lifetime. Again, I'm not targeting the trade here. That's a whole different ball game. I want to target you, the home user. I would recommend going buy a good wet vac. As I said, top end £200. It's not the best in the world, but you will not need it because you're not doing 25 cars a day. But it's good enough. It's got a nice little small and a big extraction tool. You can get into all of these areas and you'll be good. Spray it down and extract it out. Now that, you will see, will pull anything that you've kind of stampeded into the fibers of the carpet. Now, this one, no one believed us until people tried it. Now, this is compared to you dedicated Alcantara cleaners. Now, Alcantara is still classed as a fabric. It's still got fibers. So there's a certain little niche that you can actually use to clean. So it's not like leather. You can wipe it off and wipe it off when you're done. So you can do it one of two ways. Because our Alcantara is in a good position. This way is more of a maintenance way. So once I get my spray pattern correct. So again, I've done a handful of sprays. Now what you've got to do with fabrics, so first of all, I want to take the cleaner and I want to move it in. So again, I should in theory be knocking the pile of the fabric down. So it'll be all in one direction. It'll feel horrible, but not to worry. Now, this is what I've pulled from our steering wheel. That is, again, maintained twice a week. Now, what you then do, I'm a real stickler for this. You've seen how many microfiber towels I've got here, and I'll probably use them all in this interior. Then what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to take one swipe like this, or in this case, I'm going to take two swipes. So I've technically dried the fabric. I'm going to take the opposing side, and I'm going to take it the opposite way, right? Now this is a maintenance tactic. You flattened technically the fibers one way when you're wiping. You've then took the dry side and you've refluffed everything the other way. Now it's very important to fluff the fibers back up. It's the same thing when you're washing a long pile, thick microfiber. When you take it out of the washing machine, it looks horrible. All the fibers are matted together, and the tumble dryer on a cool setting will fluff it back up. So this is literally for maintenance, okay? Now I'm going to show you another trick. So if you can use this, by the way, at every maintenance clean as well. Our wheel never really gets that dirty, so it's very rare that I use it. But then again, if I know that I'll be driving for a month, hands-on, all the time, then I'll probably use this for the next couple of cleans. This is a more advanced method, but this is also the very best method, especially if you've got, say, a second-hand car, or you're doing this for a living and you want to actually bring back Alcantara completely without potentially sanding Alcantara, which can be done as well. You take a detailing brush. Now, you've got two grades. This is our detailing brush. Super soft, as you could see. It sprays all over the hands and it'll splay into the fibers. Or this is my development brush. This has got a stiffer boar's hair, okay? So as you can see, it's not as easy to kind of splay, which means it's got a bit more bite. So if you do notice, again, if you hold the wheel properly, you should have the main wear marks at the 9 and the 3 o'clock position. So let's see if we can pull any more dirt out. So again, I would pre-saturate the brush. Again, this is a dry brush, so I'm using a little bit more than normal. Just make sure all the fibers are there. Now, the whole purpose of this method and Alcantara cleaning in general, what you want to do, use my fingers as the Alcantara fiber under the microscope. You want to get the liquid in between the fibers, So again, this is going to be a very silly mistake if I start dropping brushes. So the liquid is, the brushes are classed as the liquid. You get them in between the fibers. You let the cleaner do its job, and the towel slash the extraction tool is then going to suck up not only the liquid but also the dirt. Okay, that is the best theory, and that is the best result that's going to happen. So again, I've pre-saturated the brush. You can't actually, in fact, I am going to do it. I'll show you all the advanced methods. Let me just turn the fan down. Literally, you can put the towel in behind the wheel so there's no spray. Oh, for some reason, I closed the trigger. Look, so I'm pre-saturating the Alcantara without overspraying at all into the plastics behind. You then take the brush and you work in the cleaner. You should start seeing it foam up there, as you can see. That's exactly what you want, because the foam is what actually encapsulates the dirt. But the most important thing is, do not let the foam dry, because that's what actually holds the dirt. Whew, now you're gonna see this, guys. Watch this. So again, I've cleaned this. You can see that. Watch this. That's the brush trick. Let me show you that. Clean versus dirty. Right, that's the dirty side. So you've seen the fact that I've pushed more liquid in. I've used the towel as the extractor. It's pulled everything off. Again, you can then take the clean side, brush it one way, brush it the other way, and it just feels beautiful. That is exactly what you want. Now, if you've got super bad Alcantara to the point of, do I need to sand this thing? You then take this brush. Again, there's a bit of a comparison. Right? Same method, you would come in and you would agitate it even further. Again, I brought this back beautifully, and that is basically Alcantara cleaning for you. If you've got Alcantara seats, obviously you've got a bigger area, you might want to consider using a wet vac. Just literally, after you dry with a towel, just use the wet vac to potentially try and extract anything. Don't do anything stupid. Alcantara is one of the most durable kind of surfaces in the world, but it's also one of the most sensitive. So just be careful and use your common sense. So we've done that. Alcantara's looking beautiful. We'll put all the brushes aside. Again, I will keep you guys updated on separate videos on this. I've got a full new 2.0 set in testing from varies the kind of bristle consistency, stiffnesses, all that sort of stuff. So that's 2 towels down already. Now, moving on to the easiest parts of the car, leather and plastic. So, first of all, the leather. I've took a couple of sprays onto here, so let's do this. So, for example here, literally give it a wipe. Now, if it's cool like it is outside today, it's about 15 degrees. There we go. It's not really even that dirty because the car gets well maintained. If it's cool like it is outside, you can literally walk away. And what I'm starting to see now is the liquid evaporates. Now, if you know that ambient temperature is warmer, what I like to do is take a virgin dry microfiber towel and just give it a one swipe over. Done. Walk away. And you can do this literally on every piece of plastic, on every piece of aluminium. So, for example, here I've got the brushed aluminium from Mercedes. Beautiful. Just give it a wipe. Very simple. I'm applying no pressure. Again, this is a cleaner, so let the cleaner do the work and just quickly run over it with a spare towel. Job's done. And now, onto the final piece, is the leather. A lot of people lose their minds about this, but there's no need to. It's very simple. So, I would do it on the seat, but then again, you're going to lose my face. In fact, I might do it here a little bit, but I'm going to show you this main piece. Reason is, this is probably the second highest touched area in the car, if not the most touched, because you drive, well, some people drive like this, right? You're supposed to drive like this, but still, this is where obviously your elbow and underneath of your forearm always touch. You do your, obviously, there's the cup holder. the drinks are going to get pulled out. There's a bit of a spill there, probably Kelly drinking a drink. Very simple. Now, if you've got super clean leather, again, we're going to do a two-pronged attack like we did with the Alcantara. This is what I do bi-weekly. Well, not bi-weekly, twice within the week, because I clean my cars a minimum of twice in any given week. Is give it a spray and just literally just wipe it. Look, done. Like, I couldn't make it any easier. Again, I'm pulling a little bit of dirt there, right? A little bit. And just give it a wipe, flip it over, or take a new towel and do it. I'm only flipping it over because I know I'm gonna show you another method. Now, you've got big stains, you've got white interior, you've got a bit of gene transfer from your jeans onto the white or the cream leather, which often happens. Now, again, I'm going to pre-saturate the brush. I mean, you can't spray it directly onto the leather, but then again, just use your common sense. If you know there's a lot of electrics around it as well, I wouldn't bother. Now, what you do is, sometimes I will do this probably twice a year. So, coming out of summer and coming out of winter, ready for the next most extreme season. Obviously, winter and summer being the two most extreme. So as you can see, I'm starting to make a lather, and this is going to be the lather that actually encapsulates any super ingrained dirt. Because don't forget, even if the leather is lacquered, like on the car, fallout, tar, other things can get embedded within the lacquer. Same thing here. So this is more a little bit of a deeper clean / a decon, again, because the bristles are giving you that more bite. Again, the extra contact helps, and you're actually working it deeper. Because don't forget, the fact that you look at leather and it looks solid doesn't mean it's solid. If you look at it under a microscope, it's very porous. Right, so 2 towel method. We're going to use towel number 1. There, just look at, again, you've just cleaned the leather, 1 quick wipe, done. You then agitate it, and look at this side here, right? You're hammering it. Beautiful. Again, let me just quickly, I've got it in a few of the gaps. And you just wipe it dry. Now, what you should be left with is non-shiny leather. Obviously, as you can see, totally matte. Oh, and it just feels natural. So again, there's no slippiness, there's no griminess behind it. It's a little bit grabby, almost. It's really bad analogy, but it's not like if I put a dressing on it and my hands would be like sliding all over the place. But this just feels lovely. Again, I have just touched it again, so let me just quickly re-wipe it. What's the point of cleaning if you're going to touch it again? So again, I'm just going to wipe it quick. New towel. Boom. Fantastic. It evaporates so quick, it's just amazing. So, that's what you should be left with. Shiny leather is dirty leather. A lot of people will put their old school leather moisturizers on, and it just makes the leather look like you're inside of a fish shop frying fish and chips. It's not a good look. Again, leather moisturizers have got their place within old leather. Again, so you know, like the classic cars you get, like the Mustangs, 1966 Mustangs, all this type of stuff. Fine, go and crack on and use it. That's a different technology of leather. In new cars, what you can get away with is a leather sealant. Again, something like you will put on a clear coat of your car. Same thing on your leather. We are developing one. It's been in development for a long time. Still not happy with it. So it's a little update. And that's it. That is how you clean your entire interiors. For example, you say, Nick, you've missed out carbon fiber. Fine, let's go. Few little sprays. I've got emblems in here, so I just pat it down, clean it down. So again, I'm going over aluminium. I'm going onto the gloss black, onto carbon fiber. Now here's a trick. This is for you Range Rover owners, or the people who like to spec their cars with ridiculous amount of gloss black material. If you do have a lot of gloss black and you're struggling, like I said, a cleaner sometimes can streak on it, right? Again, there's no streaks there, but anyway, just if you do want to use your material completely, then just work it in small areas, take a completely fresh towel like I've just done and just give it a wipe and you'll have no streaks. But if you've got huge side panels and these door cards here, all gloss black, what I would recommend, clean them. So again, imagine this is my wet towel, take it and just hit the whole door, dry it off. If you've got a little bit of a streak, I always follow up, even here. So this on the screen, well, and in this car, but that's pretty much it, and all the buttons. I'll follow up with a fresh towel, a little bit like this, around my finger with a bit of YumGlass, super fast evaporation rates, and I'll just clean it up. I treat it like it's glass, and it just come up crystal clean, sharp, you know, it's not leaving anything behind either, and you'll have a clean, crisp, gloss black accent within your car. So that's what I would do. That is my trick, because sometimes a lot of people will try and wipe it and keep scrubbing it, and again, that is what will cause interior swirls on your gloss black things. And the last thing you want to be doing is potentially polishing inside your car because of all the dust that's going to happen. So yeah, don't do that. So, YumInterior, complete 4-in-1 cleaner. As you've seen, I've literally hit every single piece within the car. This area usually is the hardest for people. Alcantara, it throws a lot of people off. Trust me, it's so simple. If you know the basics, it's super simple. The leather, again, you've seen how easy it is. Leather is the highest point of contact. You are sat inside your car pretty much like this. Your elbow is going to be here potentially, which is all for leather, or here. And if you've got obviously a leather steering wheel, it's going to be mainly here. Other parts are just going to have a little bit of dust. So, you know, like on the dashboard, just give it a wipe, you're done. This has been an extremely popular product for us because the professionals especially have realized, right, I can actually not buy in bulk all these different products and use them all inside the car. I can use one product. You've got less chance of a product going moldy. Again, if you buy a 55-litre drum of APC just for the interior, you've got more of a chance of it going moldy than you have using it all. And again, it's unhealthy for the interior. The home user who may be a little bit confused, he doesn't know what's safe or not to safe. Again, super pH neutral. Well, super pH neutral. You can't get a super pH neutral, but yeah, it's super neutral in the pH level. So it's super safe. If you've got the ultra sensitive, like I've got like this carbon here, it's exposed carbon. It is rather sensitive, so you don't want to be putting high pH levels, so alkaline cleaners on there or acidic cleaners, which again, you'll be stupid to do that. So it's gained great notoriety within the interior game. It's because it's a total interior cleaner. It's very hard to hit. I'm not sure if anyone's actually done a total interior cleaner. I know a few people have done total interior detailers. Again, we've already touched on that. But guys, like I said, if you've used this, comment down in the section below. I know obviously you all love it. And ever since we changed the scent, by the way, this is the V2. So we went from a rich cherry to a eucalyptus scent. We've kept the formula exactly the same. It's too good to change. And ever since then, it has now tied in hand with the cleaning element of this to the deodorizing element. So they're both fairly fresh, kind of citrusy scents. This smells like, oh God, that you're in one of those saunas, you know, when you clear your nose. If you work all over the car, one, it's going to make your car smell unbelievable. And two, it's not like a rich smell that we had before where the lemon deodorizer kind of conflicted because it's on two different spectrums. So yeah, this is the V2. It's gained even more popularity because of the smell. So I'm going to stop. You've seen how easy it is. And again, I don't do my interior that much. I don't tend to eat in my car. I may have a kind of monster here and there in my car, but again, I'm super careful. And if you want to eliminate smells from your car, please don't have your dogs in it. Don't eat cheeseburgers. Just if I go to a McDonald's, I just step out the car and eat it there. So my car's really clean. It's super protected. You know, it's super honed in. And with this, I use this as a quick wipe and go now. It's very rare that I will have to obviously use the detailing brushes unless I've been on a huge road trip. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. And I look forward to your feedback as always. But anyway, apart from that, I will catch you as always on next week's episode, guys. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.